Start. Okay, welcome back to the Row Operator podcast. Today we have Who's Henry, who is a Roblox everything, I guess, right? What are you?
Yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. Okay, well, I got some questions to ask, and the first question
All right.
is, what would you like people to know about you?
Okay. So obviously I'm Henry. I've been doing row operating or whatever for like a few years now, like maybe 4, 5, 6, one of those. Enlisted in the Marine Corps because I wanted to LARP in real life, and it's nothing like row LARPing, guys. Trust.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. Other than that, just kind of chilling, man. Just kind of chilling.
Hmm. Okay. What was your childhood like? Is the next question.
Let's see, my childhood. So I grew up an only child. Always been an only child. I grew up in the city, Los Angeles. I had a pretty normal childhood. Two parents, never divorced. I was really in the military from a low age. I would go to Fleet Weeks in LA, and I was right next to Camp Pendleton and all those bases. So I was kind of intertwined with military. Uh, but like my parents weren't in the military, so I wasn't like a military brat or anything. I was kind of just, my parents supported a lot, so I kind of was in there. And then growing up, I was kind of like that. Joined JROTC. I was a JROTC nerd. I did that. I was in Sea Cadets, so I was kind of military oriented, but that was pretty much my childhood. It's as normal as it gets, white boy.
Interesting. That's very cool. Very cool. Okay, what brought you into liking the military gender or genre?
So on Roblox, I came onto the Roblox, and first thing I was like, I like the uniforms on Roblox.
Mm-hmm.
So I joined military group that I saw on the front page when I was like 11 or 12 maybe, and I did that for a little bit. It wasn't really milsimming. It was like early stage milsim, like the kind of money grabbing ones you see nowadays. It was like that, just really low quality. If you were in Roblox in like very early 2010s and late 2000s, then you would know. But I did that, and I got into that a lot. And then I kind of just gradually upgraded from like that to the modern money grabbing kind of ones you see. And then I got into milsimming with 1-1 and those kind of groups. And that I liked a lot more because it was more realistic and it was more like a small, closer community than kind of those money grabbing ones that the owner won't even talk to you. So I always liked milsimming much more, and that's kind of what got me into the whole genre.
That's cool. How did you get into? Yeah. So what your first milsim was for 1-1, right? Or is that what you said?
Um, as far as I remember, that was the first one that kind of got me into it. I was probably in a few more beforehand, but
Okay.
that was the one I specifically remember that made me want to get more into it.
Okay. All right. Well, next is you're gonna give me a brief story from your first milsim to where you are now currently.
So a story that I have for my first milsim, there's a lot, but from 1-1, but I specifically remember SOI because I got in there never having done milsim before, at least not a lot, not a good milsim, and I get into the 1-1 like SOI, and immediately I'm told it's gonna be like 8 hours. I was like, dude, 8 hours is insane. So it starts up, and it was like, it was realistic. Like I've never been, to SOI. At least I haven't. I have now, but beforehand I had never been to SOI. I've never I don't know what it was, but it was when I went to SOI in real life. It was pretty much very very accurate to what that Roblox shortened SOI kind of was. You check in alphas, and the map was pretty on point, and you do all that stuff. It was pretty accurate. And it was just fun. I mean, like, I had a good time. All the 8 hours of it, I had a great time. It was time consuming, yeah, but it was fun. Like, it's what I wanted to be doing. I didn't, sign up for the group to just be bored. So that was definitely that. And now, in modern day, uh, I've been in a lot of milsims since then. I was in your milsim. I've done quite a lot, but one of the specific ones that I remember was a ship sim that I was in, and it was called the Jack H. Lucas or something. And that was a really fun group because I knew everyone, and everyone was really closely knit, and we just liked each other, and I could just like have fun. I didn't really know much about the Navy. I still don't know too much, but it really kind of got me into the functions of like ships in the Navy and all that kind of stuff. So I was really interested in that. And now, going on, I owned a few milsims since then. Recon, Muse, mostly staying Marine because that's where my expertise are. But from going never being a milsim and 1-1 SOI to now, it's been quite an adventure, I must say.
Hmm. Why specifically do you like the Marine Corps?
Well, obviously I'm in it, but I've always had a love of it, and I'm not gonna lie, it's mostly because of those dress blues. But when you ask me on a deeper level, the reason I joined, the reason I've always liked the Marines so much, is because it's just not like any other branch. I mean, it's arguably the harder one. And whenever other countries think about the military, they think about the U.S. Marines, like from all the way from Iwo Jima to um, to the Bella Wood in World War One. The Marines have been the prominent fighting force and are the most known worldwide. The world's greatest fighting force is what they're called. So when I was looking at what to join, the Marines were an obvious choice for me because I wanted a challenge. I didn't want to just join the military and kind of just be doing whatever. I wanted to actually make a name for myself and feel proud of what I would accomplish. And even before then, I looked at the Marines and I was like, wow, these guys are really cool. I have pictures of me of with Marines from when I was like 11, 10 years old at Fleet Week, and I looked up at these guys who were 3 times taller than me, jacked, and I look up and I'm like, when I grow up, that's who I want to be. So always, even from a younger age, I always looked at the Marine Corps and thought that's who I want to be.
Hmm. That's cool.
You go to
Um,
the
Going back to Milsim, what would you say is the most entertaining, like joyful experience or like operation experience, whatever, that you had doing Milsim?
So I've done operations and stuff, and each time it's been really fun because it's just a bunch of
One
degenerates
specific one.
playing Roblox. Yeah, I'll get into that.
Okay.
It's just a bunch of degenerates playing Roblox and shooting row terrorists, and I always found it fun. But one specific one that I remember was a Marine infantry milsim. I don't remember the name. It was two. Oh yeah, so it wasn't the original 1-1, but it was another 1-1 led by Legal. I'm still in it. I'm a gunnery sergeant, but back when I was maybe a corporal or a lance corporal in this group, a few years ago, I was just kind of getting into it. They do some like really great deployments. I love Legal. He's great. He does really cool deployments. But we deployed on an operation that I don't remember the name of, but it was to Afghanistan or something. It was a Middle Eastern country, and it was the most fun I've had on an operation because I knew all the guys, had been in with them in a group for about 6-7 months, VC'd with them multiple times. We went in against a unit, and before we were told these guys are actual ISIS sympathizers, which made us just want to beat them even more. So we're going in this operation. Planning is kind of crap, but we're just winging it. And we're attacked maybe about 20 minutes in on a convoy, and we get out, and my boy is a machine gunner. He just gets out and he just get behind the truck and starts firing, just starts shredding them down. And we're behind the truck taking cover and shooting and rushing like actual military tactics, not kind of just running around doing bullcrap, like actual tactics like buddy rushing and calling out where they are. and we ended up winning it. But it was one of the most realistic and fun experience that I ever had in a row operation, I must say.
That's cool. Huh. Alrighty. Are you okay with talking about your, like, some, like, real life stuff, or?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna get into a boot camp question, okay?
Okay.
What would you tell kids? Okay, so the Marine Corps is the most popular unit, MILSIM unit. What would you tell guys that want to join the Marine Corps?
If you really want to, then I say go for it. I mean, it's a great experience. You're gonna meet amazing people, and even if like you're scared or you're worried of going to boot camp, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks while you're there. It's long, and you lose track of the days, and counting them down isn't gonna make it any quicker. It's just gonna make it slower. But what you have to remember is that there is an end. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and once you get to the end, you'll look back and think, well, that wasn't that hard. And when I look back, I would think I'd do it all over again. It was one of the greatest experiences. Just 13 weeks with a bunch of guys that you come to love as brothers, being yelled at by a bunch of grown men who you come to love as mentors. It's funny. It's the funniest place where you can't laugh. It's hilarious. And it teaches you a lot about things that you've never thought that you would have inside of you. You're going to see a lot of people go and you're going to see a lot of people drop, but that just gives you confidence to keep pushing forward because you don't want to be like, just finish it.
Okay.
So if you really want to, and you looked at it and you think I want to be a Marine, then I say go for it because it's going to be one of the best experiences of your life by far.
Okay. What were one of the things that happened where you couldn't laugh in the moment, but thinking back at it, it's hilarious?
So there was one moment. It's the funniest part, and I did laugh a little bit because I could a little bit, but it was the last night we were on the depot, and we just came back from Family Day, the day where you go out in Liberty and you see your family and you're in your chucks and everything. We just came back from Family Day, and our drill instructors that night were plastered. I don't think there was a single one of our DIs that were sober that night. And it's the night when they sit us all down, we're allowed to mock them. And we're just sitting down and talking to them like NCOs. So we're mocking them, and they're laughing, it's funny. And one of our DIs, the drill hat, the one that teaches us how to drill, he just starts teaching people how to do kung fu and crap. Mm-hmm. And he's plastered. Our senior's plastered. He's stumbling. There were two DIs that they wouldn't let around us because they were so wasted they would just beat us. But our drill hat starts just teaching some dude how to do kung fu, and he falls on the ironing board, and he looks at the pair of blue trousers for graduation that's being ironed, and he just looks with wide eyes, and he's like, "What the hell is that?" Mm-hmm. It was just so funny. Where I'm asking my one DI to sign my, I asked two of my DIs to sign my graduation photo. And they both did. I don't know where that is now. It's somewhere in my room. But I asked him to sign my graduation photo, and I look at the back what he signed. One of them literally just says F you. It literally just says the letters F and U. And one of them wrote a full quote and everything, a quote that he always says. But it's just it's so illegible. You can't even read it because he was so plastered. So those are the signed things that I have from my DIs. Just plastered signatures. But that was one of the funniest moments because you saw them as humans and not just DIs. And also just because they were plastered. It was just hilarious.
Okay. What is one of the things that you think MILSIM units can improve from your experience in SOI and boot camp?
I think a good thing with the MILSIM units is because it's always been full of kids. Because it's Roblox.
Yeah.
But as the kids that were in the MILSIM units grow up, and as a lot of them, like myself, end up actually joining the military, they can come back if they wish, at least. to teach kind of more accurate and realistic things to the MILSIM units, and I think that's a major part because people do MILSIMs for fun, but people also do it to get like a realistic experience of something they can't do yet, which is
Yeah.
military.
Yeah.
So obviously keeping it fun, not being so serious, because I hate the units that are like so serious and everything, because it's really not that deep. But also at the same time keeping like the tactics and everything realistic so that it's more fun and more accurate, and people are actually learning instead of just doing whatever. You feel me?
I feel you. I definitely feel you. Alrighty. So, what are your plans for the future?
I'm on my contract right now. I just got to Camp Lejeune a few days ago, so I'm spending another 3 years here. I don't know if I'm going to re-enlist yet. I'm still kind of looking at it, seeing how my first contract goes. But assuming I re-enlist, probably going to move MOSs or move duty stations. And if I don't re-enlist, I'm looking at law enforcement within, I don't know, like city, like LA, or sheriff's office in Lee County. I don't really know where yet. But if I don't re-enlist, I definitely.
What do you know? What you're like leaning towards the most?
I want to re-enlist, honestly, but I'm not going to re-enlist if I don't like my time in the military, obviously.
Yeah.
So if I had to lean, I would totally say re-enlisting. But if that fails and I don't like my unit or I have a terrible time in my first enlistment, then I'm probably going to go law enforcement.
What is your MOS again?
So I was originally an 0321 contract, recon. But I was medically discharged from BRC, medically dropped, and then they reclassed me over to a 2841, which is a ground radio repairman. So I practically just fix radios, and when I go to the field, I set up a little shop in the field, and comms guys bring me their radios so we can get back comms.
So you're like the fixer-upper, like... do you like literally set up a shop?
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder. You should like. Do you like actually like set up a shop like one radio for like 4 or whatever, or like with a discount or whatever?
I wish. No, shop more like a group, like a little group of people that just kind of fix radios. We call it a shop.
Oh, cool. Okay. Now I have a rapid round. Basically, I ask you a series of questions, and you answer them the best and fast as possible. Okay?
All right, sounds good.
Okay, what is your favorite superhero?
That would have been nice.
Homelander.
Homelander. Okay, favorite song?
Oh, crap. Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Okay. Person you admire the most?
It's a good question. Person I admire, Tom Brady, I guess. I don't know, man.
Okay. Who do you think will win the election?
Whatever. Oh, it's Trump.
Favorite quote?
Oh, I actually do have this quote. It's like, I don't have it on me here. I actually do have it on me. Hold up. Hopefully. Pause. I just need to get this real quick.
Right.
My favorite quote is, I've manipulated everyone who has ever fallen in love with me to fall in love with me. And that either makes me a very good liar or a very unlovable human being. That's my favorite quote.
Damn. Okay. Favorite special operations unit?
Being biased here, MARSOC.
MARSOC, okay. Favorite gun and why?
Ooh, that is a tough one. Military-wise, I would have to say, if I had to choose, Heckler and Koch HK 416.
Okay. And final question: advice for future Muslims.
Just keep doing what you're doing. Have fun. Like it's not that deep. Just make it about the fun, man.
Alrighty, that's all we have. That's everything. Thank you for coming.
Hell yeah, brother. Of course. My pleasure, bro.
Yeah, I loved your story. I love that quote. He said.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh,
Any last things you want to say?
yeah. Enlist. Don't be a pussy.
Yes, I agree.